Welcome to Easy Classic Stories. This is a retelling of The Railway Children, a novel by Edith Nesbit. The Railway Children is a famous book by Edith Nesbit. It's about 3 kids who move to the countryside with their mom. They make friends with people at a nearby train station. The book is very successful. Many people love it. It won awards and became a classic. It's popular with both kids and adults. It was even made into a movie and a TV show. The story is exciting and touching. It's great for learning English and enjoying a good adventure. Now listen carefully to the story. At the end, we'll have an exercise on key events to help test your understanding. Once upon a time, there were 3 children named Roberta, Peter, and Phyllis. They lived in a big, beautiful house in London with their mother and father. Life was good and they were happy. But one day everything changed. Their father had to go away and their mother told them they had to move to the countryside. The children were sad to leave their home, but they were also excited about the adventure. They packed their things and said goodbye to their friends. Soon they were on a train heading to a place called 3 Chimneys. When they arrived, they saw a small cozy house with a big garden. The countryside was beautiful with green fields and tall trees. The children loved it, but they also felt a bit lonely. They missed their old home and friends. One day, while exploring, they found a railway near their new home. They watched the trains go by and waved to the people on them. This made them feel a little less lonely. They started to visit the railway every day, and soon they made a new friend. His name was Mr. Perks, and he was the station porter. Mr. Perks was kind and friendly. He told them stories about the railway and the people who worked there. The children loved listening to his stories. They also met an old gentleman who waved to them from the train every day. They called him the Old Gentleman. The children's mother was busy writing stories to make money. She told them to be good and help her. They promised to do their best. As the days went by, the children grew to love their new home. They had adventures in the countryside and made new friends. They knew that things were different now, but they also knew that they could be happy in their new life. The children visited the railway every day. They loved watching the trains and waving to the passengers. One day, they saw the old gentleman again. He waved to them, and they waved back excitedly. "Let's wave to him every day," said Roberta, who they called Bobby. "Maybe he'll wave back again." And so they did. Every day they waved to the old gentleman and he waved back. It became a special ritual for them. One day Mr. Perks told them a story about a train that almost had an accident. The children listened with wide eyes. They loved Mr. Perks's stories. "You should always be careful around the railway," Mr. Perks said. "It can be dangerous." The children promised to be careful. They knew that Mr. Perks was right. As the days went by, the children explored more of the countryside. They found a secret path that led to a beautiful stream. They spent hours playing by the stream, skipping stones and catching tadpoles. One day they met a boy named Jim. He was fishing by the stream. They talked to him and found out that he lived in the village. They invited him to play with them, and he accepted. Jim became their friend. They played together every day, exploring the countryside and having adventures. They even showed Jim the railway and introduced him to Mr. Perks. Mr. Perks liked Jim. He told them more stories about the railway and the people who worked there. The children and Jim listened carefully, their eyes wide with wonder. One day, while playing by the stream, they found a small injured bird. They carefully picked it up and took it home. Their mother helped them take care of it. They named the bird Pip and nursed it back to health. Pip became their pet. They loved taking care of it and watching it fly around their garden. It made them feel happy and proud. The children's life in the countryside was full of adventures and new friends. They knew that things were different now, but they also knew that they could be happy in their new life. They looked forward to each new day, wondering what exciting adventures it would bring. One cold winter day, the children noticed that their house was very cold. Their mother was worried because they didn't have enough money to buy more coal to keep the house warm. Peter, the oldest boy, had an idea. "I know where we can get some coal," Peter said. "There's a big pile of it by the railway station." The other children looked at him surprised. "But that's not ours," Bobby said. "We can't just take it." Peter thought for a moment. "We'll just borrow it," he said. "We'll pay for it later when we have money." So Peter and his sisters went to the railway station. They filled their pockets with coal and brought it home. Their mother was happy to have the coal, but she didn't know where it came from. The next day, Mr. Perks saw the children near the coal pile. He looked at them suspiciously. "What are you doing here?" Mr. Perks asked. The children felt guilty. They didn't know what to say. We were just looking at the coal," Bobby said. Mr. Perks shook his head. "You shouldn't be here," he said. "It's dangerous." The children went home, feeling bad about what they had done. They knew they had made a mistake. That night, their mother found out about the coal. She was very upset. "You should never take something that doesn't belong to you," she said. "It's wrong." The children felt even worse. They promised never to do it again. The next day, they went back to the railway station and told Mr. Perks the truth. Mr. Perks was surprised, but also proud of them for being honest. "It's good that you told the truth," Mr. Perks said. "Honesty is always the best way." The children learned a valuable lesson that day. They knew that taking something that didn't belong to them was wrong, and they promised to always be honest from then on. One rainy day, the children were playing near the railway. Suddenly they heard a loud rumble. They looked up and saw a big pile of earth and rocks sliding down the hill towards the train tracks. It was a landslide. "Oh no!" Bobby cried. "A train is coming!" Peter quickly thought of a plan. "We need to warn the train," he said. "Phyllis, take off your red petticoat and wave it. Bobby, you wave your handkerchief." Phyllis quickly took off her red petticoat, and Bobby pulled out her handkerchief. They waved them frantically as the train approached. The train's driver saw them and slowed down just in time. The train stopped safely before reaching the landslide. The passengers were very grateful. They thanked the children for their bravery. The old gentleman who was on the train was especially thankful. "You children are very brave," he said. "You saved many lives today." The children felt proud and happy. They knew they had done something important. The next day, the children received a special surprise. The old gentleman sent them gifts to thank them for their bravery. There were toys, books, and even a beautiful watch for their mother. The children were overjoyed. "Look at all these wonderful things!" Phyllis exclaimed. Their mother was very proud of them. "You did a very brave thing," she said. "I'm so proud of all of you." The children's adventure had turned into something much bigger. They had saved lives and made new friends. They knew that their actions had made a difference. From that day on, the children felt even more connected to the railway and the people who worked there. They continued to visit Mr. Perks and wave to the old gentleman every day. Their lives were filled with excitement and new experiences. As the days turned into weeks, the children grew even closer as a family. They knew that no matter what happened, they could face it together. Their adventures had taught them about bravery, honesty, and the importance of helping others. They looked forward to whatever adventures the future might bring. One day, while exploring the countryside, the children found a man hiding in a barn. He looked tired and scared. The children were curious, but also a bit afraid. "Who are you?" Peter asked bravely. The man looked at them with kind eyes. "I am Jim," he said. "I come from a faraway country called Russia. I had to leave because it was not safe for me there." The children felt sorry for Jim. They wanted to help him. "You can stay with us," Bobby said. "We'll keep you safe." Jim was very grateful. He stayed in their barn, and the children brought him food and blankets. They visited him every day, and he told them stories about Russia. Days turned into weeks, and Jim became a part of their lives. He taught them Russian words and told them about his home. The children loved listening to his stories. One day Jim told them he had to leave. "I must go to London," he said. "I have friends there who can help me." The children were sad. They had grown to love Jim and didn't want him to go. "We'll miss you," Phyllis said, her eyes filling with tears. Jim smiled at them. "I will miss you too," he said. "But I must go. Thank you for everything." The children helped Jim prepare for his journey. They gave him food and warm clothes. They even walked with him to the train station. As Jim boarded the train, he waved goodbye. The children waved back, their hearts heavy with sadness. "We'll never forget you, Jim," Bobby said. The train pulled away and the children watched until it disappeared. They knew they had made a difference in Jim's life, and he had made a difference in theirs. They walked home, feeling both sad and proud. Their adventure with Jim had taught them about kindness and helping others, no matter where they came from. Days turned into months, and the children continued their adventures in the countryside. They missed their father very much, but they knew they had to be strong for their mother. One day, something exciting happened. A telegram arrived at their house. Their mother opened it with trembling hands. "What does it say, Mother?" Bobby asked, her heart pounding. Their mother looked up, her eyes filled with tears of joy. "It's from your father," she said. "He's coming home." The children couldn't believe it. They jumped and cheered with happiness. Their father was finally coming home. The day of his return arrived. The children and their mother went to the train station to meet him. They waited anxiously, their hearts filled with excitement and nervousness. Finally, the train pulled into the station. The children searched the crowd looking for their father. Suddenly they saw him. He looked tired but happy. They ran to him, their arms open wide. "Father!" they cried, hugging him tightly. Their father hugged them back, his eyes filled with tears. "I've missed you all so much," he said. Their mother joined them, her eyes shining with happiness. "Welcome home," she said softly. The family walked home together, their hearts filled with joy. Their father told them about his time away and how much he had missed them. The children listened, their eyes wide with wonder. As they reached their home, their father looked around, smiling. "It's so good to be back," he said. The children showed him all the changes they had made. They told him about their adventures, their friends, and how they had helped Jim. Their father listened, his heart filled with pride. "You've all grown so much," he said. "I'm so proud of you." The children beamed with happiness. They knew that their adventures had made them stronger and braver. They were glad that their father was finally home. Days turned into weeks, and the family settled into a happy routine. Their father worked hard, and their mother continued to write stories. The children went to school and played with their friends. They knew that their lives were better now that their father was home. One day their father sat them down and explained why he had been away. "I was in prison," he said, "but it was all a mistake. Now everything is okay." The children listened, their hearts filled with understanding. They knew that their father had been brave, just like they had been. They were proud of him. From that day on, the family lived happily together. They had adventures, made new friends, and faced challenges together. They knew that no matter what happened, they could face it as a family. Their love and bravery had brought them through difficult times, and they were stronger because of it. The children looked back on their adventures with fondness. They knew that their time in the countryside had changed them forever. They were grateful for the lessons they had learned and the friends they had made. They looked forward to whatever adventures the future might bring, knowing that they could face anything together. Great job sticking with the story all the way to the end. It's time to review the key ideas with a fun multiple-choice quiz. You'll find the answers in the comments section. Take your time with the questions, and don't forget to leave a comment below to let us know if you enjoyed the story. Your feedback helps us improve. If you liked it, show your support by hitting the like button. It really makes our day. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories. Thank you so much for being with us.